Hello guys, so Jerry speaking from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to React 1000 AR1. Today back to Israel's Lost Barney TV show. Let's begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hang on. Oh wow, okay.
In 1997, an Israeli television producer convinced the owners of Barney the dinosaur to let him remake the entire show from scratch in Hebrew. And not just
Okay.
of the English show, an entirely new rewritten production set in Tel Aviv for Israeli television. It became one of the country's biggest children's shows. It sold more than 100,000 videos, and it established Barney as an Israeli culture icon. And
okay. Can happen. Even though I watched on YouTube in late 2000, early 2010s, like, I don't speak Hebrew, sorry, but anyway.
And it just disappeared. This is
Wow.
one of the deepest rabbit holes in Barney history. It was the first time the show had been completely handled outside the United States. And the
Which is, like, scary, I know.
result is unlike any version of Barney you've ever seen. It was culturally specific, intensely supervised, strangely liminal, enormously successful, and is now somehow largely lost.
Yeah, I know.
This is the complete story of the Lost Israel Barney television show and why we might finally be on the verge of finding it all. Welcome to the Barney Desk.
Yeah.
By the mid-1990s, Barney had become one of the most tightly controlled children's media properties on Earth. The Texas-based Lyric Studios had exported Barney to roughly 80 countries, fulfilling creator Cheryl Leach's goal of spreading his message of love worldwide. But wherever Barney went, Lyric made sure he remained Barney. If you're somehow unfamiliar with television dubbing, the process was basically this. Lyric would send the original American episodes to a company specializing in the local language. That company would translate the scripts, hire local voice actors,
It's like SpongeBob. Okay, that makes more sense, okay.
place the audio, and then send the finished dub back through Lyric's approval process.
Okay.
And these dubs were often done pretty well, but that was only possible because Lyric was fiercely protective of its golden goose. Or I guess it's Purple Pal. Oh. Barney was supposed to look...
No, that kinda hurt.
Or I guess it's Purple Pal. Oh. Barney was supposed to look, move, and behave in one very specific way, and Lyric was not in the business of letting an outside company start tinkering with him. So imagine their surprise when an outside company wanted to tinker with him.
It's mad, I know.
Was a veteran of the Israeli media industry who'd worked in live broadcasting,
It's like, call, which I never heard of.
news, and public affairs television. While living in Los Angeles, his 18-month-old daughter discovered Barney and Friends on PBS. I saw it did something to this girl, he later recalled.
Wow, okay.
Fell in love with the character. She ate with it. She went to sleep with it. What?
Huh?
His daughter become completely magnetized by Barney gave Cole an idea. So in March 1996, he arranged a meeting with Cheryl Leach and her father-in-law, Richard Leach, and shared his plans for bringing Barney to Israel. But he didn't want to dub the American show like they were expecting. Cole argued that Israeli children could hear Hebrew coming out of the television, but they would still be watching American children inside American schools, singing about American places and interacting with a world they didn't recognize as their own. He wanted Israeli children in Israeli settings with Israeli cultural references. The Leaches listened to this, and took a deep breath, and they said no. And
Oh my god.
understandably so. Barney was their most valuable character, and Cole was asking them to hand him over to an outside production company working in a language that they did not speak. But Cole kept pushing for approximately 2 years, and what reportedly helped change their minds was not some elaborate marketing study or ratings projection, it was the way he framed the idea. According to accounts of the negotiation, Cole knew that Cheryl and Richard Leach were devout Christians, so he framed the idea in terms he believed would connect with them. Why not let Barney, in his words, speak the language of the Bible? And
Ooh.
this is what helped finally close the deal. Lyric agreed, but they were going to keep an extremely close eye on what was done with their dinosaur.
Okay, that was nice. And you see the rain in the background, okay.
Production began in 1997 for Talad's broadcast on
What was this?
with their dinosaur. The production began in 1997 for...
Oh, DuckTales, Small. I grew up with this. But it's Hebrew? And what show is this right here? And what show? And it's Dumbo and the movie. Okay. And what movie is this? I never heard of it. But that was a Hebrew version of Barney. Okay. Continue.
Broadcast on Israel's Channel 2. It
Okay.
would be called Hakavarim Shel Barney, which...
Never heard of it. I seen bits of it when I was a kid. Like a teenager growing up. But I'm like, wow. Continue on.
It's directly to Barney's friends.
Okay.
So much for the end. The American press immediately began wondering just how far this localization would go. One report announcing the production opened with the question, will Barney boast a yarmulke? And the answer is no. Because even after Lyric approved the remake, Cole and his company, Roll Communications, were not being handed complete creative freedom. The Israeli
I can't reach it, no!
was only allowed to adapt episodes from the first 3 seasons of the American show, and the changes had to remain minimal. See, one of the biggest changes involved
Oh
the American
my God.
episode Hola Mex.
Sorry about that, everyone. It's just... Anyway. I can't hear anything. It screwed me up. And when I was in the middle of 10 minutes in Atlanta, also we get thunderstorm. Okay, continue on, listen.
Had to remain minimal. See, one of the biggest changes involved the American episode Hola Mexico. Rather than recreating an episode designed to introduce American children to Mexican culture, the Israeli production transformed into a local Hafla celebration, which
There's no surviving footage in this episode. Oh, wow.
aware is a sort of big festival feast. The production reportedly cost around $41,000 per episode.
Oh, jeez.
One of the most expensive Israeli children's programs of its era. That included constructing a complete Barney set on a soundstage in Herzliya. The school interiors resembled the American show, but the playground area was completely different. Instead of the suburban American environment, it was explicitly designed to mimic Tel Aviv's White City, an area famous for its Bauhaus-influenced architecture. And yet, despite all that money and deliberate design, the show itself can still look a little cheap, and I think that starts with the set. I remember discovering footage of this show on YouTube as a kid, and the details stuff.
Same here with me as a teenager going. I'm like, wow.
The most was specifically the backdrop. It has these apartment buildings sitting underneath an aggressively saturated deep blue sky. But I didn't even realize it was supposed to be the sky at first. It looked like someone had hung a giant blue sheet behind the set. And then, now, I kind of noticed almost everything in this set.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. Well, as soon as this stops, it's gonna be able to. I gotta roll downstairs and get to a commercial. So we're gonna see what he says else, something else, and we'll get to a commercial anyway.
Blue sheet behind the set. And then, now, I kind of noticed almost everything in this set is blue sheet behind. I didn't even realize it was supposed to be the sky at first. It looked like someone had hung a giant blue sheet behind the set. And then, now, I kind of noticed almost everything in this set is flat. The bushes are painted onto scenic panels, and the buildings are facades with visible scenes. Even the tree looks fake or like a giant carved cutout. People...
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the American Barney sets liminal. I don't entirely disagree with that. But this gives me some liminal vibes, man. Nothing behind the character seems to have any actual depth. It leans much more heavily into a theatrical aesthetic, almost like a live Tel Aviv children's production set. It's extremely artificial and slightly unsettling, but I think that's what makes it so visually interesting to me. It draws me in. Like the American series, the cast was deliberately diverse, this time reflecting Israel's population during the 90s. The kids also look noticeably older than those in the American seasons, which gives the production a slightly different energy. They may be...
Yeah, we'll be right back after these commercial breaks. Stay tuned. I have no idea what to do. Welcome back to LJP's React episode 1081. I am so sorry, huge delay. I heard a thunderstorm in the background, and then suddenly, like, boom. I'm like, what's going on? And then I got a text from my former boss, Travis Morrison. He said, thank you for your well wishes. Are you still working at Aqua? I'm like, yeah, I am still working at Aqua. I took some days off from work, like 2 days off from work to take care of family. If you watch this, Travis, thank you for everything else. I wanted to give you a shout out for this video. But anyway, so let's get back to the episode right now, shall we? See what we got for us. Oh, here we go again. Thunderstorm. Anyway, continue in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
They may be a little too old to believably still be hanging out with Barney, but hey, Barney's a friend for life. And
exactly.
Dapper Dino, his physical performance was handled by Josh Sankey.
Josh Sankey? Okay.
Turbin supplied his voice.
Okay. Every Turbin, okay.
The voice Turbin gives Barney to sound very sleepy, almost like he's yawning throughout the...
Oh, he's tired out, like stupid, I know.
entire show.
היה כזה כיף ללמוד היום על 5 החושים שלנו. יצאתם פעם לסיבוב במכונית וביקרתם בכל המקומות בהם אבי ביקרתי היום? ותזכרו, אני אוהב אתכם. ביי, להתראות, ביי.
It's a character choice. I'll give him that. Say he was also...
He was tired. What is going on?
Than the standard American Barney performers, so the costume sits a little bit differently on his body. He also occasionally leaves Barney hovering with his mouth wide open and kind of looks toward the sky, which is a bit of a no-no when you're performing the character.
Yeah, exactly.
Baby Bop received the production's most obvious character change. Cole reportedly spent months trying to convince Lyric that Baby Bop needed a name that sounded more natural to Hebrew-speaking children.
Yeah.
She became Booba Bon.
Okay.
Roughly means something like candy doll, although it was apparently selected.
Yeah,
Everyone just kind of thought it sounded cute. You know, it's not cute though. She never moves her mouth, like ever.
Yeah.
Like she'll be standing there, and full lines of dialogue are coming out, but her mouth is completely frozen in place.
Yeah, like brr, freezing cold. Like, what's going on?
Not a fan. You're also probably wondering about how they adapted BJ, and that's a funny story. He's not in this. They just didn't include...
Wait, what's going on?
The production explicitly avoided adapting episodes where BJ was necessary, and I've yet to find a concrete explanation as to why. However, some Barney books were translated into Hebrew, and
Yeah, exactly.
BJ was reportedly renamed to Bobby Ben.
Yeah, well, no wonder what happened to BJ in some shows, huh?
That name, that's cute. Something I've always found personally neat is that Lyric supplied the production with the current Barney suits from the time, despite the series adapting episodes from the early American seasons. You know, that was what...
Yeah, that too.
Was very tall and it was kind of scary. So these are essentially remakes of early Barney episodes using the more modern character designs. Visually, the production could reuse familiar costumes and recreate the original episodes, but adapting the songs was a much larger undertaking. And for that, they recruited Ehud Manor. Along with help from his daughter, Libby Manor, they translated the show's scripts and dialogue. But let's make this clear. Ehud Manor was not just some random translator. He was one of the most celebrated and prolific lyricists in Israeli history. He'd written more than 1,000 songs, including several Eurovision entries. He also adapted so many major stage productions into Hebrew, including Chicago, Sweeney Todd, Les Mis, and even Cabaret. To put
what's going on here?
Perspective for an American audience, that's like getting Stephen Sondheim or Howard Ashman or hell, even Lin-Manuel Miranda to adapt the lyrics for a children's show.
Yeah, like what's going on? And Jim Steinman adapting like some translations. Different languages, and then I don't know what Meatloaf songs into a different language. What's going on? And heavy metal songs into a different language. Again, what is going on? Continue on.
Someone with that level of prestige was rewriting songs for Barney shows how significant the production was considered. According to Cole, Manor genuinely fell in love with the material and saw it as an opportunity to create songs that would remain with generations of children.
Yeah, because I remember it too when I was very, very young, there was an English version of Disney sing-along songs, and I was watching the early days of YouTube, watching Let's Go to Disneyland Paris. I'm like, what the hell did I just watch? Again, excuse my language. Very aggressive, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I was like watching Main Street USA in the French version. I'm like, what did I just watch? But I don't know what it is. But it was not the kind of version I was watching. The English version is, for Disneyland Fun, is the one I watched. The best note I know and love. But the one I was watching then, I was like watching the How to Do Shake Hands, and then the Happy On Birthday song, and the one I was watching with the Pistol Bill song. I never heard this until I was a teenager. I heard about this like when I first heard about it on YouTube, like Main Street USA and everything. They shorten it. Huh? What happened here? Continue on.
And saw it as an opportunity to create songs that would remain with generations of children. Most of the familiar Barney melodies survived, but the lyrics were rewritten to work naturally in Hebrew. For example, the English alphabet became the Hebrew Aleph Bet Gimel, and London Bridge became Yarkon Bridge, referencing the river that runs through Tel Aviv. I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention that the Hebrew equivalent of the dinosaur sensation line in the theme song translates back into English as, "When he's big, he can touch us all."
Yeah, that was so dramatic.
Every completed episode was shipped from Israel to Lyric's headquarters in Texas for inspection. The Lyric executives would watch it, compile a list of required changes, and send those back to the Israeli team. Nothing could air until every issue had been addressed. And judging by what counted as an issue, I understand why Cole said he...
Yeah, saying so many dialogue and scenes free. That was the language remain appropriate for preschools, viewers. Again, okay. 2. Ensure Barney does not directly tell a child that the answer is wrong. Please revise the more encouraging and special approach. Yeah, I agree with that. 3. Add a clear safety reminder following the playground activity. Okay, that makes more sense. 4. Revise translated songs lyrics so the educational objects match the approved English version. Exactly. Okay, there we go. 5. Remove any reference to that could be spread as endorsement in the product, company, or commercial property. Exactly. 6. Please ensure the closing scene clearly ensures inclusion and group participation. Yeah, exactly. 7. Avoid dialogue that may be associated Barney with this spirit regulation, domination, or political industry. And 8, please adjust the cut in scene 5 so Barney's shirt appears after children establish the topic. Now, the reviewer is Richard Leach, the late Richard Leach, God rest his soul, but this is from March 16th, 1997. And I was almost 2 when it happened, so yeah. The episode source was in Queen of Make-Believe and was reviewed by International Standards, Progressive Review. Status was commercial approval pending revisions. And this happened in, what's this again? In Hebrew. Oh man, this is getting messed up. March 97. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Continue on.
Every issue had been addressed. And judging by what counted as an issue, I understand why Cole said he personally stayed on set every day. During production of one episode, a Barney-branded umbrella was accidentally left visible in the background. Lyrics rules prohibited commercial Barney merchandise.
Whoa! Whoa! What happened here?
Accidentally left visible in the background.
Oh, okay, that will speak in the normal language, okay.
Production of one episode, a Barney-branded umbrella was accidentally left visible in the background.
Yeah, that too, because that was just messed up,
Rules prohibited commercial Barney merchandise from appearing within the show's world, so they demanded that the entire scene be scrapped and reshot. Lyrics...
Yeah, that too,
Tim Clot and Itzig Cole both later acknowledged that the collaboration could be quite challenging at times, and the umbrella was not the only point of contention.
Yeah, because I remember it too, because I never heard of this, but this was unacceptable right there. I never saw the umbrella being never been reshot yet. What I heard too, because the umbrella, my knowledge, thinking, what is going on? Because when I heard the umbrella being reshot, I'm like, excuse me? I never seen the umbrella being, well, the English language is from a Hebrew language. What is going on? You know, because when I heard that, I'm like, dude, translate it to Hebrew. And then suddenly, like, go from Hebrew. And then suddenly, you actually put that in the set. Like, what is going on, you know? And my Broadway is like, it just makes more difference, you know? I don't know what happened here, but it's just messed up, you know? Continue on.
The Israeli team also requested permission for Barney to participate in lighting Hanukkah candles, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this. Some Hebrew people. For those of my fans in Israel are watching this right now, I don't know. It's just messed up.
The idea. Barney was required to remain a universal, non-denominational character. Just like how Barney can't endorse a product, he also can't participate in a religious service of any kind.
Yeah, that too, Barney does.
Actually, after all the revisions and reshoots and notes being sent back and forth, both sides were happy with the finished project.
Yeah, I see where that's going.
So, in late 1997, Hakavarim Shel Barney finally premiered.
Yeah, I see where that's going.
Concerned that Israeli children might not connect with an American character disappeared almost immediately.
Oh my God.
During the press tour, Cheryl Leach was asked a question by the Paradise Post. Was Barney Jewish? She laughed and replied, no, he's not. But
he's not! Thank you!
Is. By June 1998,
I was 3 when that happened.
Shel Barney had become the highest rated children's program in Israel. The whole video numbers were even more ridiculous. Cole reported that more than 100,000 Barney videos had been sold within the show's first several months. Per capita, that was compared with selling approximately 4.5 million copies in the United States.
Yeah. See, that was happening.
Later, Israeli Trade Report claimed that 5 VHS titles had collectively reached around 160,000 sales.
Yeah, I see where that's going.
Barney tapes in a country with a population below 6 million at the time, that is nuts! Plush toys and clothing and other stuff followed suit, and Cole even discussed producing a live Barney stage show.
Yeah, I see that's going.
He also became the face of a 1997 promotion at Paz gas station. The campaign promised thousands of raffle prizes in partnership with the children's newspaper Otoyot, with a trip to the United States as the grand prize. He even appeared on stage during a surprisingly adult comedy bit at Israel's 1999 People of the Year Awards before helping the winner of Child of the Year. Naturally, becoming that popular also meant that Barney developed Israeli haters. It turns out, Barney bashing was not exclusively an American cultural phenomenon. My man can't catch a break anywhere.
It was upsetting, you know?
The usual criticism about Barney being too sappy. One writer for the Jerusalem Post complained that his 15-month-old daughter had been entranced, hypnotized, lobotomized, zombie-zized by what he called a blobby, prehistoric platoon spouter.
Yeah, tell me about it.
That's a tongue twister, let me tell you. Another older child interviewed in 1998 said classmates called him baloney, and
no, come on, man.
Did songs about dropping a hammer on him.
Stop it.
Did they make him up themselves? I just want to read you a news report right here about a bunch of school children writing a protest letter. We heard rumors that Barney was telling kids not to watch Ren and Stimpy.
Stupid idea, I know. Why do you make fun of Barney?
That's our favorite cartoon. Where does he get the nerve to tell people what to watch?
Oh, yeah. Hilarious.
That's the funniest thing I've ever read. Israeli children loved Barney, they bought Barney merch, and immediately began bashing Barney.
Yeah, that was stupid. People thought bashing Barney was not the type of Cheryl Leach would ever see. I hated that. I agree with Cheryl at this point, but it was a slap in the face for Cheryl. As what Andrew Olsen, my good friend, said in the I Love You, Hate Me documentary. Yeah, I agree with that. Continue on.
Really made it. All this to say, a program this successful should be extremely easy to watch today. There were 2 seasons broadcast nationally. The episodes were reran, and the home videos sold in enormous numbers. So how does something that popular just vanish? The first season contained 26 episodes, many of which received commercial VHS releases through Classic Cassette. Portions of the season were later reissued on DVD, and some tapes were distributed outside of Israel. Those releases created hundreds of consumer copies that could eventually be collected, preserved, and uploaded and digitized. Season 2 was a different story. Its home video releases were handled through 5 Star Entertainment, and while some episodes were issued on VHS, they were never put onto DVD.
Yeah.
Be the bearer of bad news, but guys, unfortunately, tapes degrade. You know, tapes get thrown out, or they get recorded over. They sit
This is messed up.
in attics until the material physically deteriorates. And
Yeah, tell me about
right
it.
there is how you lose a season of television. According to current archival tracking, only 6 of season 2's 26 episodes have
Yeah. Our grandparents, animals, colors of rainbow, grown-ups of the day, surprise party, warm at home, on Barney's farm, warm music, classroom helper. So this is a safari. Healthy teeth. There's room for everyone. Okay. Musical cleaner. Goose on the Run. Okay. Fall festival. A pet. I can draw too. Whatever. I can too. What does this mean? Sorry. Animals from A to Z. Again. Okay. An international carnival. Was nowhere exist. What happened here? Continue on.
publicly surfaced in full. One additional episode survives through fragments, but the remaining 19 are just lost.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
In 2015, the original American Barney and Friends received a completely unrelated Hebrew dub for Jim Jam, which featured a new cast. By then, the original Israeli co-production was already becoming increasingly inaccessible and slowly fading from public memory.
Yeah, and in 2023, and I saw this too on PBS NewsHour, they're against the war between Israel and all that shebang. I'm like, what happened here, you know?
Channel Nostalgic 90 has since become one of the only reliable access points for surviving material. Every once in a while, he manages to track something down and upload it onto YouTube, but it's been a long process with a lot of dry spells.
Yeah, you're telling me.
But not all was lost, because apparently, right before the COVID-19 pandemic, the original producers wanted to revive Hack of a Ram Shell Barney for a new generation and introduce the character to an entirely new group of children.
Yeah, telling me. And if you watch this Andrew Olsen's for you,
Courtesy of Barney historian Andrew Olsen, who actually spoke with people involved in the Hebrew production. Unfortunately, it never got off the ground.
Yeah, it was sad.
How far those talks progressed, or whether Mattel was ever formally approached, whether it was a licensing issue, or whether
And I was gonna say Andrew Olsen in the earlier LJPCBM episode. Anyway, continue on.
talks progressed, or whether Mattel was ever formally approached, off the ground. We don't know how far those talks progressed, or whether Mattel was ever formally approached, whether it was a licensing issue, or whether it remained nothing more than a preliminary idea.
You're telling me, Barney Das.
Years, that seemed like the end of the story. The show had become a relic of a bygone era, and the missing episodes were never going to be seen again.
Sad, no.
Right? On August 6, 2025, the Israeli children's broadcaster Hop, which had rerun Hack of a Ram Shell Barney during the 2000s, uploaded a simple clip to its social media channels. At first, the clip seemed fairly normal. It was just an unusually high-quality copy of the Hebrew Barney opening theme. Except, at the very end, after the intro finishes, you can see a title card in the very first second of an episode called Hi, Neighbor.
Okay.
That episode has never been leaked. Which means Hop almost certainly has a studio quality master of at least that episode sitting somewhere in its archive. And if it has that episode, it may have the complete first season. It may even have the entire show. We know this because of one accidental second of footage uploaded by some social media intern, yet that second might be the most important development in the preservation of this series in almost a decade. Hacker for M showed Barney proved that Barney can be rebuilt for an entirely different part of the world without losing what made the character Barney. Eats It Cold spent roughly 2 years convincing Lyric to trust someone else with their baby, and against almost every concern they had, it worked. That success helped pave the way for later international co-productions, including the similarly lost Korean series, which I recently archived a high-quality episode of, so go check that.
Well, which I'm not going to react to Korean versions. I'll do it as a Rumble version about that, but, you know, Rumble exclusive LJP ads episodes and numbers-wise of LJP ads, but you get the idea. Cool it off, anyway.
The strange part is that this enormous success is now largely lost to time, but more continues to surface all the time, and I genuinely think we may be on the verge of a major breakthrough. So, 20 Lost Media Hunters watching this, get out there and start searching. I know I have.
Yeah, because, Search did Season 2 episodes from Hebrew. Find it. Just go in and see it, you know?
Never know what you'll find. And that was the Hebrew Barney co-production. I found a lot while researching this video that I had never heard of before, so if you...
Hold on. Come right back. I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. I had to get a text from Travis if I don't have a text for Travis yet, but my former boss, Travis Morrison, because he's watching this right now, but he's going to tell me things early this afternoon about say, hey, how's it going? I don't use Messenger very often, blah, blah, but, you know, it happens. Anyway, let's cool off, anyway.
That was the Hebrew Barney co-production. I found a lot while researching this video that I had never heard of before, so if you enjoyed it, I'm glad, because I enjoyed it. And if you did, consider subscribing.
Yeah.
I've been deep diving into the forgotten history of the Barney franchise and brand, so if it sounds interesting to you, click the button below. And
even though I'm a member of it, by the way, on the Barney desk, go check it out and join the member. Be a member of Barney desk. Cool off.
You can also join the Deskies, our little community here, where you get access to behind-the-scenes videos, early access voting and polls, custom badges and emojis, and access to our Discord server. Right now, I'm in the process of preserving episodes from the majorly lost Barney Korean co-production, and members, they're the first to see them.
Even though I'm not gonna react to the Korean version, so on those react on Rumble. Continue on. Go off anyway.
Barney Desk, and thanks for watching.
Bye, Barney desk. Watching this. So is the... Oh my god, I'm gonna put my name here. Okay. So is the... Oh, put my name here. My LGPCBM. Okay, that was my name here. Okay. So is the Israel's Lost Barney TV show. And I thought it was amazing. Civil Rights Bill was a success. Value episode has 1,881. Hope you enjoy it. The next one's going to be LJPCBM episode 1,882, which is going to be about, what's the next Barney Desk video I'm going to react to next. If I scroll down some more, I'm not going to react to the members only video. That's a no-no. Okay, I'm going to react to, did Barney actually swear on TV? Yeah, very discretion about this one, ladies and gentlemen. Because after this, I'm going to react to, let's say, Barney's new live action movie is weird. Because those two videos are going to happen next, after these two episodes. Next two episodes. Anyway, till next time, Sue Jerry saying goodbye, peace out, baby. We get more LJPCBM guys for Sue. Till then, Jefferson out. See ya.
Given unto me this life I'll never take for granted. And given all the time I failed to really understand it, I never sought to meet the maker of reality, the one who gave the life that which is always happening. But I tried all the time. Why me? Why was I the one to see things as I do under the moonlight and the sun? Perception is the question, and the giver holds the key.